IntimidusRex. Know me. Fasciana. Babbler. Gray eyes. Fill my eyes. Assemble. When the clock slips past polite, that's when the room starts telling the truth. Monday night in the garden of enlightenment. Heads bow low while the room grows intelligent. Every pause got a pulse, every stare got a meaning. Like the dark learned to speak and the wall started leaning. Then it slips after midnight. Nice manners go missing. Thoughts get taller, words cut closer. Nobody's just listening. Twisted Tuesdays bend the frame till the clean lines skew. Where the truth walks in slow, wearing somebody else's shoes. And the words don't sit, they move. Gotta wait in the chest, gotta bend in the groove. Every line like a knock from the back of the brain. Like you dragged in one version, you won't leave the same. Late night poets, where the room leans in, where the sharp gets shown and the soft don't dim. Late night poets, hear the whole thing shift from a whisper in the ribs to a line that lifts from the darkened edge of doubt to the pull you can't ignore. We don't just read the night, we make it something more. In the part synced on the middle, half grace, half damage, all nerve. And the signal, then the art is seduction. Glides in thin-skinned, all silk on the tongue with a knife tucked in it. And not crafting, sullen art, we make it articulate. Through the hush of heart spine, make the whole room sit with it. Then break on through when the polished front blurs. When the mask can't hold and the real thing stirs. Fill my eyes with poetry, let it hit full force. No safe little lines, no watered down source. Back company last with its tide pulled loose in rhythm and rhyme. Puts a pulse in the bruise. Every name on the bill feels less like a name, more like doors in a hall where the air still changes. You don't come here to fade, play me to stay numb. You come here to hear what you might become. Late night poets, where the room leans in, where the sharp gets shown and the soft don't dim. Late night poets, hear the whole thing shift from a whisper in the ribs to a line that lifts from the darkened edge of doubt to the pull you can't ignore. We don't just read the night, we make it something more. Some come shattered, some come dressed clean. Some say a little and still split the scene. Some sound velvet, some sound wire. Some walk in quiet and take the room higher. That's the thing, the same background sound. This is breath with the backbone, it with the crown. This is late souls, live mics, eyes held open. A room full of hearts, refusing to coast into silence. Late night poets, where the room leans in, where the sharp gets shown and the soft don't dim. Late night poets, hear the whole thing shift from a whisper in the ribs to a line that lifts from the darkened edge of doubt to the pull you can't ignore. We don't just read the night, we make it something more. Oh, late night poets. When the clock slips past polite, we tell the truth. LNP. I love you, Quicken.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fillmyeyes and IntimidusRex with poetry. It's always great to have everyone join us. What are you laughing about, Rex? You're so silly.
I wasn't even. I'm talking to you, and I'm not even. Wasn't even in the studio yet. What the hell's going on?
The
Just so
music was.
quiet.
I tried to turn it on, or put us up on stage just as the music's ending, so that way it kind of flows a little better. But how are you?
I'm all right. What's doing?
Not too much, not too much. And hello, everybody. Hello, Erin, Lauren, Macris. It's good to see everybody. And everybody over in LNP and those that are on YouTube and or Facebook. It's, I don't know. The possibilities are endless, so I don't know where anybody is anymore. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself? You have a busy day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Burned a bunch of stuff. Burned a bunch of dead wood.
Yeah.
Still got more to come.
Right. Hey, I already got the weather report from that place down under. Yeah, that one, Rex. Help me out. Oh God.
Well, you got it down under. It's in Australia.
Yeah, that place. It begins with an
Melbourne.
M. Melbourne. There you go. Good Lord, it just slipped my mind just as quick. Yeah, a little senility goes a long way. What can I tell you? No. Aaron says it's 62 there, but feels a couple of degrees cooler. I could, yeah, that doesn't sound too bad to me. How about you, Rex? What was your weather today? Hello? Uh-oh. Rex, where did you go?
I'm here.
Oh, well, how was your weather today? I asked you twice.
85 for a high. Right now it's 76, but we're looking for rain tonight and maybe tomorrow.
Oh, there you go. I just looked up my weather and forgot because I got confused because you weren't answering me. I said, oh no, I'm by myself. Almost by myself. We went up to 76 today, which was very pleasant. Right now we're at 68, and we're going down to 54 tonight. I can dig that. Sounds fine by me. Absolutely. And hello, Laurent.
Well, good evening, Gene. Good evening, Rex.
What's doing?
How was your day?
71, sunny, tonight 48, tomorrow some rain.
There you go. We're not supposed to have rain, I think, until like late next week or something.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice stretch.
It's always subject to change, though. Yeah, I think we're supposed to run in the 70s, too, which is always good. I like the 70s. It works. Aaron says hello. Brian, you do realize there's a private chat button, right? That everybody can talk to each other over there, right?
Are you talking to me?
You're the only Laurent we have.
Well, okay then. No, I tend not to move because I get lost. Every time I try and leave, I got to get back in again.
Well, you don't have to leave it. The private message button or private chat button is right here in StreamYard. Just saying.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
It's that little square body down at the bottom. Looks like a television set.
Yeah, I hit that, and it takes me to the chat, but then I don't know how to get back to the room.
Oh, okay. When you're in there, you go up to the top of the chat, and you'll see an X. Hit the X, and that puts you back onto the regular
I was scared
page.
to X out. I figured I'd blow it all up.
No, it's that kind of amber square at the bottom with an arrow. That'll take you out.
Try it right now.
Okay, well, if you disappear, we'll know why. No, so we have a nice board of poetry tonight, Rex.
I've seen this quite a bit.
Yes. I have a couple that I put on because they were sending them to me like everywhere. One was in the middle of the room, the other one was over in my messages, so I just kept adding them. I said, God, everybody's going to think I was,
There you go.
running all around. But, yes. We have, it's a nice board. We have a couple of audios, which is always nice. And, yeah. I shouldn't be as parched this evening because, there's only a couple, Oh, well, there he went. Wrong button.
Oh.
I think you hit the wrong X button or the wrong out of here button. Oh my God. He really doesn't have to leave the private chat if he doesn't want to, because we
Well,
see
that's
him
right.
on stage,
Yeah, he
He can
can
just
just
kind of
hang there and
park there, and do his thing. I have to leave there because I have to hit buttons, but look, there he is. You don't even have to leave there, Laurent. You could just sit there,
It,
Everything works the same.
I did exactly what Rex said, and nothing happened. So it's all right.
Well, whatever.
well, there should be an X right next to up in the top. It says chat, comments, recording. There should be an X right there next to recording.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, don't anybody bother messaging Laurent or speaking to him because he's not.
Well, no, message me on the regular chat.
Yeah, but people aren't bouncing around if they don't have to these days. Nothing personal. Just they don't do that. Because they can do it here and just do their thing. Look, did you see that Aaron's going to make me sing a country duet?
Yeah.
Check
I
my
guess
ability.
you better be tuned up for low and high,
Me.
alto and soprano.
Yeah. See, what can I tell you?
I want to kiss my face.
Oh, God. I don't know. All right, you make my vocals work overtime.
See, Aaron's got to make up for being gone for a bit. He's coming
Yeah.
in dogpiling the rabbit right out of the gate.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's all the way down by the bottom of the list because he was slow. Yeah. Oh my goodness. We have another one down there. We may not be able to do tonight because there's no list for the words. So, not sure what's up with that. So, we'll have to see. Yeah. So I don't know. So let's see. Macros, what's your weather? I forgot what the hell I was doing. I don't even know how I usually do this anymore. Uh, uh, yeah. Let's see what's going on over here.
I like that. It's hot for Macris. Is you down that Texas way where Gene just cursed us out for 200 degrees?
Oh, 72 is that's a good temperature to me. Honest to heavens. Now, where's that at, Macros? I don't want your address. I don't want your zip code. Just the state will be fine.
72.
I'm afraid to ask anybody where you're from because then they don't think, oh, in Kansas.
Nice.
There you go. I don't think we have anybody else who visits us from Kansas, do we? Not that I recall.
No, that's the first one.
Yeah, very cool. 72 in Kansas. I used to have a good friend who lived in Kansas. He and I used to play cards together all the time. Yep. Mm-hmm. So, very cool. Very cool. Okay, well, I guess that concludes our weather report for this evening. Oh my God, what can I tell you? That line is so, I don't know, overused, I guess. But yeah, so I guess we may as well start with some poetry, huh?
Sure enough.
Okay, works for me. Let me go up to the top. Okay, Rex, since you always go first. Ah.
Well, I didn't last week. In fact, I was quiet for almost 2 solid hours.
I think I kind of was too, and I don't think Pam had much to say either, did she? Was Pam here last week? I don't know. There wasn't a whole lot of. We were playing a lot. Oh, no, it was Sunday, wasn't it, Rex?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Sunday.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, because it was just. Oh, who is here? Vaza. Hello, Vaza. Welcome aboard. Okay, let me see. Okay, since you're going to go first, Rex, the first piece up is going to be Pale Argument by Mike Horswell. So whenever you are ready.
All righty. Pale Argument by Mike Horsfall. Dawn comes cold, not gentle, not kind, just there, touching the window like a butterfly on a lone wildflower that doesn't know if it should stay. The room is still, full of night, full of the things I could not say, the things I swallowed because there was no one left awake to hear them scatter. And then the light begins, thin, pale, almost ashamed of itself, slipping across the floor like it is afraid of what it might reveal. It finds everything: the chair, the glass, the edge of the bed, the face I barely know in the dark window. I keep thinking the dark will hold me together, but it only knows how to loosen, how to let go slowly, how to leave me with my own breathing and the awful fact of another morning. Outside, birds start up with their small, fragile insistence, one voice, then another, then a whole sorrowful choir pretending the world has not failed them. A sparrow lifts into the air, and as if it still believes in flight. Somewhere below, a door opens, a kettle begins to mutter, footsteps move through the house like someone trying not to wake a sound. The city stirs, a truck groans past, a distant siren fades. Everything continues with the cruel steadiness of things that do not know what has been lost. And dawn keeps coming anyway. That is the hardest part. Not that it arrives, but that it does so without apology, without memory, pressing its pale hands against everything I wanted to keep in the dark. And poem. Ooh. All right, Laurent, what do you think?
As usual, Mike hits it out of the park. Here's an individual who does not take any solace from dawn, from the sun, from the day. I'd rather stay in the dark. And as the poem says, I keep thinking the dark will hold me together, but it only knows how to loosen, how to let go slowly, how to leave me with my own breathing and the awful fact of another morning. With that, he describes beautifully the birds who start up with a small, fragile insistence. A door opening, kettle begins to mutter, footsteps move through the house. Then the city awakens, and dawn keeps coming anyhow, despite the fact that everything continues with a cruel steadiness of things that do not know what has been lost. This is a person who has lost something deeply and doesn't want to face it and would rather stay in the dark, where he's comfortable. Remarkably well written, don't you think?
Yes. All right, Gentini. How about you?
I thought this was a great piece by Mike. Wonderful imagery, sadness well penned, and amazing lines and stanzas throughout. I haven't picked a setup yet on these lines because, God, there's still so many that are so well written. His work is always so well expressed. The emotions always, hit all those right notes that he wants to hit. I guess I'll pick it up here. The room is still full of night, full of the things I could not say, the things I swallowed, because there was no one left awake to hear them scatter. And then the light begins, thin, pale, almost ashamed of itself, slipping across the floor like it is afraid of what it might reveal. It finds everything: the chair, the glass, the edge of the bed, this face I barely know in the dark window. I mean, well, I don't know. I just think there was so much of it that I really thought was well done. Yeah, no, I'm not going to go and pick up more. That's what I was just going to do. But excellent piece, Mike, and thank you so much for sharing with us. Very well done.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I like how he's got it down to progression. With each stanza, you progress a little bit more into that day, and you start with that note of dawn comes cold, not gentle, not kind, just there, touching the window like a butterfly in a lone wildflower that doesn't know if it should stay. Oof. There's bleakness in that. And then you roll into that note of The room is still full of night, full of the things I could not say, things I swallowed because there was no one left awake to hear them scatter. Ouch. Pain in the loneliness, maybe in regret as well. And then you start rolling into everything birthing itself. Then the light begins. It finds everything. I keep thinking the dark will hold me together, but it only knows how to loosen, how to let go slowly, how to leave me with my own breathing and the awful fact of another morning. And you get, even with that note of birdsong offers up sorrow instead of happy notes. And and then finish. And dawn keeps coming anyway. That is the hardest part. Not that it arrives, but that it does so without apology, without memory, pressing its pale hands against everything I wanted to keep in the dark. It rolls into a lot of memories, too, that keep haunting him within that birth of light, because darkness kind of offers up that note of being swaddled in its comfort. But when the light reflects everything in the moment, all of a sudden you find yourself even deeper in that melancholy feel, because now you get to see the origins of that sadness. So nicely done, Mike. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay. The next piece that I'm going to put up is called Purpose by A.R. Mundell. Let me give this one a read. Hey, Robbie. Hope you enjoy it. Oh, shoot. How did I get back there?
Press the button.
No, I put the link up. I thought I did anyway. And
there it is.
Yeah, it just appeared. Just now. Okay, purpose. Purpose gathers up a wake. It drags you forward fast and straight. Life whistles by you with the everyday, the little things found on the way. But in their place, you're carried high until your feet encounter sky. And in that moment, all is yours, the clouds, the birds, the trees, the moors. But in your joy, you might just stay, might let the purpose slip away. And off it blows to someone new, and over time, your feet slip through. You tumble out, the wind takes hold, and down and down and down you roll. The rush is desperate, uncontrolled, earth rushing up for your enfold. Unless you catch it, nick of time, and set your feet back for the climb. Your fingers twine, wrap round its tail, lest you once more lose its trail. The path is harder, less secure, but you hold on, you must endure. For those that stayed within that wake, their paths go up to heaven's lake, until the time they come back down, padding slowly to the ground, to take a rest on stable earth and bask in boons their efforts birth. And those that fold into the ground, it takes a long time to be found. You slowly claw and scrape and heave until the dirt might let you leave. And finally, through wandered dawns, you catch a gust between the awns. The choice to climb, or choice to stay, as purpose finally moves your way. End poem.
Great read, Gene. Thank you very much. Oh, we actually got to hear you. With no singing.
No singing. No.
Oh, all right, Laurent, what do you think?
Let's see. We're doing A.R. Mundell's.
Yes.
Yeah, purpose is something that drives me personally forward and many people forward. And as long as you maintain your concentration, your focus, you can be carried high until your feet encounter the sky, to quote the poem. And in that moment, all is yours: the clouds, the birds, the trees, the moors. But it doesn't take much before purpose slips away and you fall out of the race, so to speak. You tumble out. The wind takes hold, and down and down and down you roll. And if you don't catch purpose and get back and set your feet back for the climb, you're going to be lost. You're going to lose its trail, And you have to strive to get back to where you were. You slowly claw and scrape and heave until the dirt might let you leave. You're grounded, but you want to fly again. The choice to climb or choice to stay, as purpose finally moves your way. He does a great job with purpose, because purpose is a stimulus. If you have no purpose in life, if you have no meaning, you have a pretty empty and hollow life. Beautifully done.
Nice, thank you, Laurent. All right, Gingini, you got to read it. How about you?
I really thought this was well written. I enjoyed the rhyme and meter in it. And I thought it was well stated. I mean, it wasn't a direct statement of facts. I thought it had a lot of personality within the lines. Let me put it that way. And I picked it up here. The rush is desperate, uncontrolled, earth roughing up for your unfold, unless you catch it nick of time and set your feet back for the climb. Your fingers twine, wrap round its tail, lest you once more lose its trail. The path is harder, less secure, but you hold on, you must endure. For those that stayed within that wake, their paths go up for heaven's lake. I thought they were some basically honest lines. I mean, there's a lot of truth to that. I mean, when you find your purpose, you have to hang on to it and you have to work towards it and stay on it. And I think that was well said in this. So nice job, Amy, and thank you so much for sharing.
Nice. Thank you, Gene. I guess I can walk a couple of ways, especially that first stanza and the second stanza. It kind of hits you with the ease and hitting that alarm clock and just rolling over, going back to sleep, rolling into that nice, easy place again. Or for another sort of where it's you with life whistles by you, the everyday little things found on the way, kind of daydreaming in the moment. So with either one, there is that note to purpose that, well, do I do, or do I break the bind that I'm in right now, whether I'm just in that in between awake and sleep, or do I break that thought of just daydreaming in the moment and get down to what is? Because either one are kind of relaxing in the moment, and they do have their place and their time, but there is still that note of dipping too far where you let opportunity get away from you, and all of a sudden the day is gone and nothing has actually occurred except you've been off in one dream world or another, so to speak. So thank you, Amy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sorry, Bob. Okay, Laurent, I'm coming to you next. This piece is called Viewfinder Echoes of Us by Ben Hart. Whenever
Very
you're
good,
ready.
very good. Yep, Viewfinder, Echoes of Us. Had my sobriety been a child, then it should have learned last March that comfort doesn't always come just because you cry for mama. Perhaps it took the dog dying and me not calling you, like I had silently schemed to in the 329 days since our goodbyes, to prove that I was actually over it. I stopped smoking a month ago and have started taking pictures. They're all in black and white. I suspect I will grow out of it. The monochrome of it, all I mean. Not the pictures. I like living in the little box. The viewfinder where the world lives only in my eye. And touch is implied, but never lived. They tell me I belong there because of my lichened skin. I have rough skin. And yes, I have tried rubbing cream on it, you dick. I'm no longer scared of spiders. I have Paul Dano to thank for that. I also really liked him as an almost fighter pilot in that little yellow van. This, just in case you had not figured out that, well, this, just in case you had not figured that out by now, is not a poem for a book or to be performed on stage. This will never cross the threshold of my lips. This is merely me trying to skip a pebble across the ravenous abyss by taking a handful of them from the beach and chucking them all out at once, just to see one dance, just so that I can shout out, "Look, Mama, I did it. I wrote a poem again, and this time it is written in ripples upon emptiness." End poem.
Great read, Laurent. Thank you very much. All right, Jen Janey.
Strong piece by Ben, as always. I think he did a great job with this. He's very, I don't know, it is very different for him because he says in his author's notes, I don't very often write stuff like this. Poetry feels like a garden in my mind, and this just me picking weeds. But I thought it was really, really well done. I picked it up here at this space. Hang on a second. Okay. I stopped smoking a month ago and have started taking pictures. They're all in black and white. I suspect I will grow out of it. The monochrome of it all, I mean, not the pictures. I like living in the little box, the viewfinder, where the world lives only in my eye, and touch is implied but never lived. I thought that was just one of the stanzas that stood out to me. So very well done, Ben, and thanks for sharing with us. Nice piece.
Nice, thank you, Gene. Laurent, you got to read. How about you?
I love the beginning. Had my sobriety been a child, and it should have learned last March that comfort doesn't always come just because you cry for Mama. Almost seems like someone who is having trouble writing and wants desperately to write again. She offers this, and in the meantime, he's taking pictures because he can control it from the viewfinder where he creates, not where anybody else does. I don't know who Paul Dano is. Should I?
I don't know. I don't know who Paul Dano is either.
All right, no problem. And he says this is not a poem for a book or to be performed on stage. This will never cross the threshold of my lips. It's a message, and he's writing it for someone else, I think, and it's written without apology. I like it as well. I don't see why he feels it's weedy. And comment.
Nice, thank you. Oh, okay. Paul Dano is an American actor and film director. From Sopranos? Okay.
I don't know.
All right. Okay, now, where is it? There it is. All right. I do, that you hit that opening stanza. I thought that was pretty cool. But that next one kind of hits as well. Perhaps it took the dog dying and me not calling you like I had silently schemed to in the 329 days since our goodbyes to prove that I was actually over it. Kind of almost a run right to the back to the sobriety angle. Maybe that 329 days is representative, and maybe looking for that first year, so to speak, and then you walk right into that stanza that Gene hit. I thought that was great. The idea of taking up something new, and the thought of black and white is imperative. Why? Because there's so much gray in the world. When you take in black and white, you can see things in a clear motive from one angle to the next. And when you look through the viewfinder, you take in black and white, even though you visually see color in the moment, you're looking for certain touches to make it all stand out. And then it hits on the back, the monochrome of it all, I mean, not the pictures. Growing out of that, eventually, yes, you take the black and white first because it's simple, it's expressive in the moment, and then you move into color when you set your tone and pace, and you're happy where you're going in the moment. Because I like living in the little box, the viewfinder, where the world lives only in my eye. There's a perspective there that one takes into as safety, so to speak, because you can look through the viewfinder, take your pictures, and then see how they turn out on the back end, make your little adjustments, and redo it again. The touch is implied but never lived. The idea of standing outside of that motif in the moment because you're not comfortable walking full belly into it, as it were. Um, they tell me I belong there because of my lichened skin. I have rough skin, and yes, I have tried rubbing cream on it, you dick. Yeah, that was a good, funny little motif right there that had me smiling. Uh, and that thought of I am no longer scared of spiders. Don't know about that. What Paul Dano has to thank has to do with that. And I also really liked him as an almost fighter pilot in that little yellow van. I don't remember that scene, but I guess I'll have to check it again. Now the back end of this, that note to the poem, and the idea, the pebbles skipping across the skin, across the lake, and that sort of, and this time it is written in ripples upon emptiness, kind of almost the idea of, um, as he puts it in the AN of getting rid of the weeds. So if you're overloaded in your mind, that ripples within your brain, everything's just kind of flip flopping in there, and you do something like this to flesh out everything that's just kind of hanging loosely in the atmosphere of your brain, and you let it all go at once.
You're so smart.
No.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Rex. I'm coming to you.
Okay,
For this next read, I'm coming to you.
of course you is.
I am. This read is called The Journey by Sori Das. And whenever you're ready.
All right. The Journey by Sori Das. Got seated in the train so early, relaxed myself for travel long and curly, started my adventures all alone, with no familiar seeds ever sown. As it moved through miles unending, passengers kept boarding, time kept bending. To end the silence, I sought new friends. Strangers became bonds as the journey extends. Some left behind at their destination, while others stayed, bound by emotion. A girl then came and sat by my side, while I gazed at the window, lost in the ride. Her eyes I caught, so pure, so bright. Her angelic glance lit up my sight. Conversation bloomed in the moving train. Her warmth healed my hidden pain. Words fall short to describe her grace. Even the scorching sun bowed to that place. But at last cruel time did arrive. She left the seat, my heart deprived. The hand once held now felt so light. Clouds came and went, the birds in flight. When I reached my final station, I stood alone with my creation. And poem. Okay. Laurent, what do you think about the journey?
Yeah, well, the journey is an adventure. It always is, especially on a train, especially when you don't know anyone. As it moved through miles unending, passengers kept boarding, time kept bending. I like time kept bending. That works nicely because, well, to end the silence, I saw new friends. Strangers became bonds. As the journey ends, we have someone who boarded a train by himself and watched others, and then formed a momentary association with a girl whose eyes I caught so pure, so bright. Her angelic glance lit up my sight. I like the way he creates this person that gives him warmth and heals his pain. And yet, at last, cruel time did arrive. She left the seat, my heart deprived. And then there he stands by himself. I stood alone in my creation. I assume creation is the loneliness that he feels. And it's you meet that special someone who seems to have a healing power on you. And then when they leave, what are you left with? You're left with the absence. It's a moving piece.
Nice. Thank you, Laurent. Gingini.
Yes. Yeah, I thought this was really well done. I like the use of couplets. I think the rhyme and meter was well done. And it was a great, I used the word snapshot, that's not what I want, but a great bit of time expressed here. It wasn't really, to me, it wasn't a long revelation of things that came to be. It was more of sadly, a short time for this situation. And I picked it up. A girl then came and sat by my side while I gazed at the window, lost in the ride. Her eyes, her eyes I caught, so pure, so bright. Her angelic glance lit up my sight. And I took that all the way down to the bottom. I thought that that was really the meat and potatoes of the piece. But again, at the end, the hand once held now felt so light. Crowds came and went like birds in flight. When I reached my final station, I stood alone with my creation. All he had to do, that's all he had, was to stand there by himself with uh, this this quick relationship that had come and gone, and sadly, but it's something nice to leave with, you know. I think it was nicely done, very nicely done, clever piece, much better than my comment.
Oh, Gingini. Has Bombay and the Sapphires been singing in your ears?
I wish, God, I wish.
Hey, I haven't used that in a while, so
I know.
I got
I
to
know.
start with that second couplet. Started my adventure all alone, with no familiar seeds ever sown. I'm getting this is his first time away from home, the travel itself,
Hmm?
as well as well, the train. Looking forward to it, but also feeling painfully aware that he is all alone on this adventure because it's the first time out of the nest, so to speak. He hits on the to end the silence. I sought new friends. Strangers became bonds as the journey extends. So you either sit there all alone, looking out the window, or sleeping, or you cobble
You,
up conversation to at least keep the storyline of what's going on within your own mind, because you're traveling alone. You're out on your own for the first time. So all of a sudden, pretty girl sits next to him. Spend a good portion of the ride chatting, having a good time, and he reads more into the story itself, creating that thought of something more. Except it bleeds out just like everything else when it comes to travel. Uh, momentary, uh, um, a momentary friend found, but it ends as just a brief encounter because it was always meant to be that, even though the creation was something your mind conjured up because you were alone in the first place and feeling out of place. So I like that. Thank you, Sori.
absolutely. Okay. What is this thing doing? Okay. The next piece I'm going to put up is called "She's a Lady" by Budo. So, me. Here we go.
Look at Monty. Damn it, that T is right next to the door to the wire.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and you got big old fingers and a small keyboard. Yeah, things happen.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to put this audio on. So here we go.
Oh, you're gonna sing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Me. Oh. And yes, so She's a Lady by Budo. Here we go.
It really is amazing all the things that she can do. She'll replace the wind and glazing and the paint retainers too. She'll fix the damn computer and strip paper off the wall, or replace an alternator, buddy, she can do it all. She can give a wall some texture or remove it like a champ. The trick she said is simple, it will soften when it's damp. She one thing she can never do is make me love her less. She's a lady, lady. She's a lady, lady. She's a lady, lady. Funny lady, lady. She's a lady, my lady can do. She's a lady, lady. She's a lady, lady. She's a lady, lady. My funny lady, lady. She's a lady, my lady can do. Oh, she's a lady, lady. She's a lady, yeah, yeah. She's a lady, lady. A funny lady, yeah, yeah. She's a lady, a lady can do.
Nicely done, Budo. Thank you for the SoundCloud. Very much appreciate it. All right, Jim Genie, you get the kick.
Oh, it's a good thing I'm ready. Jeez.
Paris, that's what.
Yeah, I thought this was a funny piece, or not a funny piece, but a fun piece. I had me chuckling from the beginning. You know, it really is amazing all the things that she can do. So replace the window glazing and the paint retainers too. So fix the damn computer and strip paper off the walls. Replace an alternator, but she can do it all. She can give the wall some texture or remove it like a champ. The trick, she said, is simple. It will soften when it's damp. She's a lady. She's a lady. You know, the chorus was good. It was a fun piece, and I thought it was well done. So thank you, Budo, for sharing with us. I like the sound of it. I love the audio. Nice job.
Nice. Thank you, Gene.
Mm-hmm.
Laurent, how about you?
Well, this is one I could not hear, but I could certainly read. And I have an admiration for women who break the mold of being pretty, feminine, and blonde, apparently, but not helpless. A can-do lady. And she is a can-do lady. Fixes the computers, strips paper off the walls, replace an alternator. Buddy, she can do it all. And you can't mess with this kind of lady. She will give back better than she gave. She will give you back better than you gave her. An arrogant buffoon. Show me when I've angered her that two can play that tune. Absolutely. But he's never going to love her less for that. Can only make her love her more. Great piece. Wish I could have heard it.
I was listening to this and I was thinking of Tom Jones singing "She's a Lady." And
Yeah.
the funny part, everything that Budo
She's a
had going
lady.
in this kind of hit on that note of the blue collar version. Was
Right.
that right?
Nothing?
Well, yeah.
Oh, anyway, yeah, the blue collar version. That's, hey, you know what? you can't do it. I can. So
Yeah.
that's hit on. And there is some funny lines in here too. I mean, she can clean a sooty chimney and make English toasting bread. And sometimes when I'm driving, gives me quotes from things she's read. So, yes, you know what? Well rounded. There you go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. She can just do it all.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
liked it as a bluesy version too.
Yeah. Yeah. It did have a good sound to it. Oh, who has popped on? Hello, Budo. You just missed it.
Oh, I don't know, Budo.
Okay, now Laurent, I'm coming to you for this next piece. This is called The Black Tears of Oahu by Soul 7.
Oh my God, that was funny.
So whenever you are ready.
What's up with the chuckling? What am I in for there, Rex?
Oh, that was Aaron made a comment. The song had him thinking, "Dude looks like a lady."
Oh,
He went down the other track.
all right. Well, let me do justice to Soul 7 here. Black Tears of Oahu. The tropical breeze carried scents of sweet jasmine across Oahu's calm, shimmering bay. A young nurse named Martha stepped onto the shoreline to welcome the warmth of a peaceful day. Her thoughts were on Thomas, a handsome young sailor, aboard the Arizona, pride of the fleet. They spoke of a future they would build together, a promise of love no attack could defeat. The morning exploded in planes and gunfire. A flash blotted out the serene morning sun. The Arizona ripped open by bombs in the fire, as hell on the harbor has suddenly begun. She ran to the wards through smoke and destruction. The great battleship sank in horrific flame. She bandaged the dying through endless disruption, while silently screaming out his name. The ghosts of that morning still tear her to pieces, the wail of the metal still echoing in her head. A lifetime of weeping, pain rarely ceasing, her heart entombed with the dead. She never walked down the aisle to an altar. Nothing could replace what the fires consumed. A phantom devotion that would never falter, a love that was violently doomed. Now a white marble shines in the bright sunny weather. Martha stands with the rose in her hand. On this Memorial Day, they are back together as bugles play taps across the sacred land. The names of the missing are engraved there, and she's engulfed by the rusted hull, where black tears rise to the surface as grief that time never dulls. She drops a rose in the memory-soaked water that cradles his bones in the harbor below. Conflict shattered the innocence of a brave nation's daughter who still loved a boy from a lifetime ago. End poem.
Great read, Laurent. Thank you very much. All right, Gin Genie.
What a wonderful Memorial Day piece. So had trouble getting it onto the board last week. Um, so here we have it today. What a story well told. About a young love that never came to be, due to a horrendous loss. She ran to the wards through smoke and destruction. The great battleship sank in horrific flame. She bandaged the dying through endless disruption, while silently screaming out his name. The ghosts of that morning still tear her to pieces, the wail of the metal still echoing in her head. A lifetime of weeping, pain rarely ceasing, her heart entombed with the dead. Yeah. And I could keep going from there. I think that this was just a great piece and very well done. You know, on just something that so horrendously lost. Let me put it that way. But great piece, Soul, and thank you so much for sharing with us. I'm glad to drop something on the board. Nice job.
Nice. Thank you, Gene. Laurent, you got to read it. How about you?
Wow, this really touched me in a number of ways. So many brave young men and women died that day. And to see the ship that your husband, or to be, your love, is blown up, and she can do nothing about it, but risks her own life tending to the wounded. It kind of gave me some chills because I've seen the Arizona Memorial. I've looked down into those waters. What does she calls them? Those memory-soaked water that cradles his bones in the harbor below. And if that won't put chills in your body, There is nothing that will. And this really does it justice. I like the line, black tears rise to the surface as grief that time never dulls. This is very moving and very, well, it's patriotic and it's filled with love and black tears of all who has my vote.
Nice. Thank you, Ron. It's a wonderful story told from start to finish. The first two stanzas start that note of peaceful and looking forward to the future going on, and then that fateful day when the entirety of that inlet gets buzzed, crowded, and bombed. But I too like that line with the black tears rise to the surface. What a great line, considering, yeah, you still have those little bits of oil still coming up from below, but using it that way kind of defines the notes of, well, the note of the bite at the tomb that is encased below. So it's a wonderful piece. I mean, damn. And that finishing angle, she drops the rose in the memory-soaked water that cradles his bones in the harbor below. Conflict shattered the innocence of a brave nation's daughter, who still loved the boy from a lifetime ago. Oof.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Soul. That was wonderful.
Absolutely. Okay. Hang on a second. Almost had it, Rex. Almost had it. Let me see now. Oh, well, the next piece that I'm going to put up is...
You gonna sing that one?
I am.
Oh, I got lucky.
Me.
La 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 la.
Yes, exactly. Oh my goodness. This piece is called... God, if I can find all the buttons. Series of 6 is rough. This is called Feeling the Fire by Lockdown Larks. And now I have to find that button. Good gosh. Okay, here we go.
One day I felt the fire, yeah, and soon I had it all. Finding my heart's desire.
Nice. Thank you, Lars. Appreciate the SoundCloud. Gingini.
Well, let's see. I said I'd be right back, so I wasn't here to hear the
Oh,
whole thing, so I'm
I
back here
didn't.
reading it now. That's okay.
I didn't see that.
That's okay. Just thought I'd share. I'm not quite ready.
Okie dokie.
So
You wanna
I
roll
want
the
to.
wheels on the bus?
That's right. I want to throw Laurent under the bus.
I thought you might go there. All right,
Oh,
Laurent, you're getting bust.
Well, it wouldn't be so bad. You know, she still got the damn snow-studded tires on. It hurts. It tears
well,
you
you're
up a
lucky.
little bit.
You're lucky I don't have snow tires on that thing.
Ooh, yeah, the spiked ones.
Hmm. The school bus, they usually have chains.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your school bus is sitting in the backyard, not running. If I imagine it. Um, you know, I couldn't hear this at all over the StreamYard, so I went and listened to it on YouTube, and it has been a while since I heard a smooth, funky song like this. I didn't imagine they were even making songs like this anymore, which is a real pity. But with the idea that even though your heart has been broken, you can love again, and you should find the space to live again. This is the place. There is a place to love again, to sing and dance and live again, finding the chance to love again. I like it. I like it a lot because it's positive, and there's always room for love.
Nice. Thank you, Laurent. Gengini. Now we're coming back to you.
There you go. There you go. And just so you know, Laurent, all my buses are running. Thank you.
Oh, bravo! He finally had it fixed, did he?
I don't know what the hell he just said, but okay.
Your
Uh,
son finally got it fixed.
everything's running. Thank you. Glad we brought that out to everyone's attention. Very kind of you. Uh, your opinion, that is. Uh, so, for many a year, I cried tears of pain with that I was feeling. But before they had dried, I felt the fire again begin my healing. Now finding space to live again, there is this place to love again, to sing and dance and live again, finding the chance to love again. You might travel a long way to find your new today, but looking back, you will see that loving again was meant to be, and there is no one who can say what shadow is beyond your today. To find your desire to live again and feel the fire to love again. Make space to live again and find a place to love again. I thought it was really nicely. I liked it, his thoughts in the piece, and I loved the audio. I thought it was very well done. He said it was based on a song prompt, "I Believe in Love Again," by Peggy Gou and Lenny Kravitz. So that's pretty good. You know, nice job, nice job,
Oh,
and thanks for sharing.
Is Lenny
no,
Kravitz the guy from Living Color,
I don't believe so, but I don't know.
no.
the band?
Um, oh, I agree with Laurent. The sound in this was spot on. It fit the voice that he chose for this, and he clearly spent a little bit of time. This had me thinking of Motown mid '60s, that
Yeah.
kind of sound. And you're right, you don't come across it very often, but he was looking for that particular motif to exemplify the voice that he put out in his words. So, cheers, Larks. You did this perfectly as far as what you wrote and what you chose musically and vocally to be represented for this piece. It works really well. So cheers.
Okay, hang on a sec. Okay, almost, almost. It's rough when I get behind, then it's all done.
You got to get this bust off my chest. It's heavy.
I think it should sit there for a while.
Yowza.
Yeah.
Might make you think twice of the next smart remark. Okay, So, the next piece I'm going to put up is called Pandora's Pandemic by Dotted Lines.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that sounds bleak.
it could be. Wild image.
Yeah.
She swallows them whole. First, a metallic bloom across her tongue, the writhing earthworms giving between her teeth, twitching with grave soil and old secrets. Slick with the sin of every unsaid thing, they slither like vehement accusations, fat from the diet of secrets. She thought she'd buried deep enough. The rot, to go away. Down they go, cold bodies clotting in her stomach, like rotting intestines in a bucket. They do not die, they climb upstairs, past ribs and pulsing tissue, through the red dark of her heart, into the pristine pink theater of her skull. There they throw the wildest fucking party. Drunk spring break delinquents, armed with switchblades, bad tattoos, worse decisions. They graffiti her memories on the walls, her childhood home. Fuck on her parents' bed. Set fires in the room she tried to forget. Now their playground is her intestines. A warm with that writhing funhouse of parasites. Surfing peristaltic waves that hurtle in her gut. Their laughter sounds exactly like her own voice. At 2 a.m., when her child self screamed for help, she wanted to purge them, to vomit the invasion out, to spew what cannot be happening. But the beasts have learned her contour from the inside. They curl behind her ribs, smirking and entitled and fun. Oh, we live here now. Sorry. We live here now. And fun.
Great read, Gene. Thank you very much. Boy, this was a bit on the dark side. What do you think, Laurent? Ooh,
Oh, it's an amazing first half a dozen lines. She swallows them whole, first in metallic bloom across her tongue, the writhing earthworms giving between her teeth, twitching with grave soil and old secrets, slick with the sin of every unsaid thing. Wow, we. Um, it is it certainly is a visceral poem, and really, I think it, it's horrific in many ways, and it's I'm not sure if it is referring to accurate history that she had to endure. I don't know, but it is so visceral. The cold bodies clotting in her stomach like rotting intestines in a bucket. My lord, I mean, I can think of a number of things that would cause that, but I don't know. It kind of leaves me almost at sea, so to speak. Not sure which direction to take this, except perhaps it's just the beasts, as the poem says, the beasts have learned her contour from the inside. Are we talking about imagined horrors that have occurred for a reason? I'm not sure, but I believe Rex will elucidate.
I might try. Gingini, you got to read this and you cursed twice, bad girl.
I did. I did. I said the F word twice because, that's what we do on the Friday shows now. Oh, no. Dark Peace penned, I thought. Um, right from the very beginning. I mean, she didn't miss a beat getting into how dark this was going to be. You know, uh, she swallows them whole. First, a metallic bloom across her tongue, the writhing earthworms giving between her teeth, twitching with grave soil and old secrets, slick with the sin of every unsaid thing. They slither like vehement accusations, fat from the diet of secrets. She thought she'd buried them deep enough to rot, to go away. Down they go, cold bodies clotting in her stomach like rotting intestines in the bucket. It's some wild imagery right from the get go. So I think in that respect, I mean, dark was what she. If dark was what she was aiming for, apparently from the image, dark is what she gave us. and very well done, and great imagery, kind of. I don't know if I say great imagery, but the imagery was well done. Um, so
Yes,
thanks,
it,
man.
it's very viscous in its thought,
Mm-hmm.
especially with that note. You've got parasites, you've got rotting intestines. That first bit of stanza, that starting up top, she swallows them whole, right down to rot to go away. That idea, especially with the thought of they stood like vehement accusations, trapped in the diet of secrets. That note of something buried deep within the brain, which is now resurfacing uh, these years away, especially at the back end of this. That note of they graffiti her memories on the walls of her childhood home, fuck on her parents' bed, set fires to the room she tried to forget. Now their playground is her intestines, a warm, writhing funhouse of parasites surfing peristaltic waves that curdle in her gut. Ooh, God. Um, there is something dark, and this waddles on that note of someone who didn't get the help when they needed it, or shook off because, well, I can handle this, not a big deal. Yet it comes back to haunt later in life, as she explains it here. It's been left to ferment and gain momentum over the years, and now it's because she hits, where was it? Where was it? They climb upstairs, past ribs and pulsing tissue, through the red dark of her heart, into the pristine pink theater of her skull. There, they throw the wildest fucking party. So it's a haunting note of what returns that was never dealt with earlier. So at the back end of this is that note of truth, setting fire to the house, so to speak, and everything else that went on here because of a wild party that got out of hand. Um, it's that rotting note, which you might have stomached at one point, has now come back to as a very haunting note because it's taken over the mind itself, and now you become that idea. She puts it in the back end. Um, but the beasts have learned her contour from the inside. They curl behind her ribs, smirking, entitled, "We live here now." So the full-on manifestation of what happened is now the birth tribute to how she walks the world as she is: dark, unforgiving, unrelenting.
Absolutely. Nice comments, guys. Okay, look, Rats, I'm coming to you for this next one. This is
Uh
called That Summer by Jody Mountain. And
oh.
whenever you're ready.
All right. There it is. That Summer by Jody Melton. I was a stone's throw from the battlefield, where summer hung like cigarette smoke above rusted bleachers and worn-out gloves, where kids still chase foul balls like the world didn't teach them loss yet. The quitting bell cried out across town every evening around 5, shaking dust loose from factory boots and calling tired souls back to themselves. That's when I went looking for you. We would take that narrow trail to the river, past sycamore trees carved up with initials from lovers who swore forever with dirt beneath their fingernails. The water rolled lazy that time of year, catching the orange burn of sunset like it's trying to hold on to daylight a little longer. You slipped your hand into mine without saying much. You never needed many words to make me feel less alone. Then you stepped in first, toes breaking the surface slow, sending little silver ripples outward. You flashed that smile over your shoulder, the kind that could soften concrete, and told me you loved me, like it's the most natural thing a heart could do. I pulled you close then, kissed you beneath the home cicadas and the distant crackle of bat back at the ball field. I told you I could love you until the roll call on high, until the Lord himself shuts the gates of evening. And you laughed soft against my chest, river water shining on your skin, while the moon climbed up flow above us, and for the first time in my life, I stopped feeling like I was surviving it. I remember us well that summer, your dress tangled in the weeds, our laughter skipping across the water like a flat stone trying not to sink, and how somewhere beneath all that's now ruined, there once lived a woman who made a broken man feel chosen. End poem. Ooh. Hey, Gingini.
I thought this was beautiful. What a, I don't know, a lot of great lines in here. Um, I like how it all started out at the beginning, but then it turned into something a little deeper about, I don't know, maybe about midpoint. Um, let me see. Here, I'll pick it up here. We would take the narrow trail to the river, past the sycamore trees carved up with initials, from lovers who swore forever with dirt beneath their fingernails. The water rolled lazy that time of year, catching the orange burn of sunset, like it's trying to hold on to daylight a little longer. You slipped your hand into mine without saying much. You never needed many words to make me feel less alone. Then you stepped in first, toes breaking the surface slow, sending little silver ripples outward. You flashed that smile over your shoulder, that kind that could soften concrete, and told me you loved me, like it's the most natural thing a heart could do. Yeah, I liked it. I liked this very much. It, to me, it's very different for Jody. It's not what we normally see. Um, because from there it goes, I pulled you close then, kissed you beneath the hum of cicadas. Eh, That's not his his usual right, and I thought he did a wonderful job with that, all the way to the end. So very well done, very well done. A great imagery, you know, and I thought it was well expressed. So nice job, Jody, and thank you so much for sharing with us. As always,
Oh,
wonderful piece.
nice, Gene. Thank you. Laurent, how about you?
Yeah, one of my favorite images is a ball field with kids, parents sitting in the bleachers, kids still chasing foul balls like the world didn't teach them loss yet. It's a great image. In the next part of the stanza, the quitting bell cried out across town every evening around 5, shaking dust loose from factory boots and calling tired souls back to themselves. That emerging into your own life again, away from work, is beautifully handled. I love the way that the description flowed of the lovers in the water. I was not ready for that last line, though. Now ruined, and how somewhere beneath all that's now ruined, there once lived a woman who made a broken man feel chosen. Apparently, the woman does not live anymore, or they're broken up. I don't know, but it came as kind of a shock because we're presented with such beauty and love throughout, and all of a sudden, we see that it's not that at all, but a memory. Beautifully done.
Absolutely. Yeah, that first stanza is important just for the duality in it, especially for that idea of what you see in those opening few lines to what it finishes off with that note of shaking dust loose from factory boots and calling tired souls back to themselves. But the most important line is that single standing all by itself. That's when I went looking for you. That memory come alive again because he hasn't left this place. It's still something that is riveted in his soul, so to speak, and you get the underlying tone of that memory from the stanzas on down from there. But the back end does, as you put it, it talks about death now, and and how somewhere beneath all that's now ruined, there once lived a woman who made a broken man feel chosen. So he's reliving a moment where he was on the cusp of a future that spoke well for the two of them, but she's no longer there. And he's the broken man living that factory dream, and it's still the place where they first met. So he's got all these memories overhanging, and they bring him both joy and deep sadness as well. And you're right, Gene. This is different for Jody. So
Hmm.
nicely done, Jody.
I think when I was listening to the two of you, to me, this could be a long lost summer love. Something that took place way back at a time when he was feeling as though he needed someone that pulled him out, of that state of mind, into something wonderful. And, now things aren't as wonderful now as they were then. And, he's looking back on it, because once lived a woman who made a broken man feel chosen. It was a fond memory of someone that was once there and built him up or brought him back or brought him up. I'm not sure how I want to say it. But, so, I mean, that's just my guess on it. I mean, what do I know? But I wasn't there. So, see? But yeah, so, but it was a wonderful piece and it was way different and I liked it. So, great job, Jody. Okay, so let me come back over here. And the next piece that I'm going to put up first here, one, first here. Okay, making sure that's doing what it's supposed to do. Going to try and do what I'm supposed to do. This next piece is called Stories of Jacob Blue 5 by Jack Blue. And in the deep unhappy ashes, a lustrous lilac sounds sublime, or glimmers in a simple tone, like a silent prime recurring through the mad chromatic maze, with a lovely tale of bloom. On witch's shiny tricky table, a riotous roses fierce phantom, whirls to push a plague of fakes, as a vicious virtuoso. Daily plays the demon's fiddle, scribbling on the blue clavier. In the ephemeral whitest castle, the simple In the ephemeral whitish castle, the simple artless witches dance, without a clip of courtesy, and neatly weave a spell of love, when a bluish glow of ashes speaks on stage to outer space. Through the void of jealousy, a couple of lifeless eyelines swim around the sea of violet walls, far away beyond tomorrow, where a single shoe of hope makes the nightly blues a hymn. End poem.
Great read, Gene. Thank you very much. Inspired by Cinderella by the Brothers Grimm. All right, Rob. What do you think?
I'm glad I didn't have to read this because this is a tricky thing to read. And it's very similar to the other stories of Jack Lilac that we've read in terms of the language that he uses. And there's not a whole lot taken from the original Cinderella, really, until you get to the end, where it talks about a single shoe of hope makes the nightly blues a hymn. It's lovely to read in terms of its art and description and use of language. It is not a typical poem. I especially like in the deep unhappy ashes. Lines like that, or the mad chromatic maze with a lovely tale of bloom. He does a great job of pulling together imagery in a way that I'm not totally familiar with, but I can appreciate a great deal. Looking forward to the next one.
Nice, thank you, Rob. Genie.
Well, as always, it was nicely written. Um, and if you pick it up from the beginning, in the deep unhappy ashes, a lustrous lilac sounds sublime, or glimmers in a simple tone like a silent prime recurring through the mad chromatic maze with a lovely tale of bloom. It's like he's leading you into this story. And his use of color is always throughout is clever, because he says a lot with his use of color. And I only know that because when I comment on the piece, he always comments back and he gives me a little tidbit, which kind of gives me a little bit more of an idea of where he's going. But in this one, he has lilac and he has blue, and then he has, the whitish castle. But then he goes down and he speaks the violet walls, around the sea of violet walls, And I would not have known it was inspired by Cinderella had he not stated that at the bottom. I just want to say that. I had no idea. When Laurent said, "Where a single shoe of hope makes the nightly blues a hymn," I get that, and that's about the only place that I can kind of even pinpoint it to Cinderella. And had Laurent not pointed that out, I might not have caught that either. So, you know, but very clever piece, well written. He always has great imagery throughout, and yeah, so nicely done. And thank you so much, Luke, for sharing with us. Much appreciated. Nice piece.
It is. It's colorfully drawn
Hmm.
with Jack's flair. This note of
Right.
Cinderella. So that's pretty cool. I like that note of the single shoe of hope was cool, as well as that last line, the first stanza, a lovely tale of bloom. That note to the lilac kind of hits on the idea of a bell ringing in the moment, so to speak. You hit on the witches. You've got uh, they were the witches, I guess, with the mother and the sisters, whirl to push a plague of fakes as a vicious virtuoso. They replace a demon's fiddle, scribbling on the blue clavier. I like that. And the ephemeral whitish castle. Uh, no clip of courtesy. Neatly weave a spell of love when a bluish glow of ashes speaks on stage to outer space. That note speaks on stage to outer space. Kind of hits with the thought of offering up a soliloquy to the stars. So
Right. Yeah.
that was very different, Jack. Thank you.
Yes, sir, Bubba. Okay. So let's see. The next piece I have is called "Is There a Heaven?" Oh, hang on. I gotta. "Is There a Hell?" by Laurent Yvonne. If you give me 2 seconds and let me post it here. And let me post it here. And whenever you're ready.
Is there a heaven? Is there a hell? Old man pounded with hammer, his muscles shrieking with pain, until all corners were rounded, arms shaking from effort and strain. Too old for the work, they all said. It's well past time to retire. Don't hurt yourself, was their advice, ignoring his depth of desire. Knowledge and skill honed over years, eyes still keen, kept the lines clean. Sharp right angles at 90 degrees, no faults in the work to be seen. Copper and iron, silver and wood, diverse mediums he had mastered, mixing all four, creating from visions held in his head, subtly crafted. Wonders of art gleamed in the light, surfaces shaped to please the eye. 88 years old on the morrow, to lay down his tools was to die. Passion was the elixir of youth, fuel for the machine of his being. To stop meant the end of breath, life halted by the absence of meaning. Whatever amplifies your spirit helps keep you alive and well, forestalling the final question, is there a heaven? Is there a hell? End poem.
Great read, Laurent. Thank you very much. All right, Jen Janey, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I think that this was a great piece. I'm actually looking for where I want to, start with the. I think it was well written. I think it was the thoughts were well expressed in this. Copper, wow, that last song got me. Copper and iron, silver and wood, diverse mediums he had mastered, mixing all four, creating from visions held in his head, subtly crafted. Wonders of art gleamed in light, surface shaped to please the eye. 88 years old on the morrow, to lay down his tools was to die. Passion was the elixir of youth, fuel for the machine of his being. To stop meant the end of breath, life halted by the absence of meaning. Whatever amplifies your spirit helps keep you alive and well. Forestalling the final question, is there a heaven? Is there a hell? I think that, it's true, whatever it is that keeps you going, keeps you young, whether it's work, play, hobby, craft, um, that is what keeps you going. That's, to me, that just states the inevitable. But whatever amplifies your spirit helps keep you alive and well. Forestalling the final question, is there a heaven? Is there a hell? Well, life lived well. The question, well, it is what it is, I guess. I don't know. But I think it was well written, Laurent, and nicely done.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, thank you, Gene. This kind of walks on an earlier piece. We had purpose and rolled over with a lot of desire in it because this guy at 88 still does not want to give up that which he loves to do, create something, a multiple of craft that he has mastered over the years. And even though people say, hey, you're too old, you shouldn't be doing that no more, he doesn't view it that way because he loves the wood. And what else you got? The sort of silver and metal, and copper, iron, silver, and wood. So the idea of him giving up that which he has mastered would be akin to dying. Why? Because he still has the steel and resolve within his heart and mind, even though the body screams at the effort that he still has, the effort that he has to put more into now because. As age comes in, you lose a little bit of muscularity. You get the hand cramps. You've got big knuckles that you never used to have, but still, he's got the heart and soul to keep creating that which he has done his whole life, and he's not ready. He's kind of that old world guy, and the only time I'm giving this up is when they put me in the box.
Yep.
There
Yeah.
you go.
The title was a little misdirection. I wanted people to think it was going to be about heaven and hell. And of course it's not. But, once you die, you will then have the answer. Is there an afterlife or not?
Mm,
Nice, I like that. Cool. Well, Genie, I guess we're back on the rabbit.
Kinda. Trying to figure out this link. Good night, Laurent. Nice to see you. That was quick. Uh, okay, yes. This next piece I'm going to put up.
Did you
The
sing
one that no, no, no. Well, I'm reading it though.
it?
Yes. This is called Virgin Snow by Sapphire Rose. It's an odd link. That's what had me hesitating. Excuse me. Landscapes once pivotal, now void of all life. Glistening diamonds turn monochrome skies white. There is a rhythm when snow falls and catches the eyes. Fragile and serene, untouched, nature's blank canvas. Perfect. The sounds of the season, hearing a newborn baby's cry. O stars amidst freshly fallen snow. Lanterns adorn cobblestone lanes. Young lovers hold on tightly as they leave footprints in the virgin snow. End poem.
Nice, great read there, Gene. Thank you very much. I like the picture, the pristine nature where nothing has yet touched it, and that's where you get that idea of virgin snow and how things unfold with it. So there is a rhythm when the snow falls and catches the eyes, fragile and serene, untouched, nature's blank canvas, perfect. And then the sounds of the season, hearing newborn babies cry, those stars amidst freshly fallen snow. There is something quite nice about looking at a dark sky with snow falling, because you get that double image of beauty. But I do like the picture as a whole because it is pristine in the moment, and you capture that, and you've got something special because you don't even see any footprints, you don't see any people. All you see is that first morning look of purity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's when it's most beautiful. Gosh, excuse me. I don't know how I'm ever going to sing the next one. Yeah, I think that this was a wonderful brevity. Great imagery all the way through. Um, there's a rhythm when the snow falls and catches the eyes. Fragile and serene, untouched, nature's blank canvas. Perfect. Yeah, that's exactly what you were saying right there. Um, the sounds of the season, hearing a newborn baby's cry. Oh, stars amidst freshly fallen snow. Uh, yeah, it's usually a hush that comes with the snowfall. You
Yes.
know, everything is like somewhat muffled. It just, you know, I don't know. It's wonderful. But I think that this was a wonderful piece, and a gold medal, well deserved, back in 2017. I think she did a great job with just 63 words. I mean, yeah, just very well done, very well done. So thank you so much for sharing with us. Appreciate it very much. Good old Sapphire Rose. See, she had a smart remark in the topic board, right? Wise guy. She
What?
was being a wise guy. I got her good though.
What
She
was
was
that?
funny. You didn't see it? Oh
No.
my God, I was cracking up. Hang on.
Let me go look.
Ah,
Perfect. Yeah. That's a dog pile on the rabbit.
yeah, it was funny. I thought I had a
And
good
with a big
response.
and with a big toothy grin at that.
Yeah, but I had a good response. So you see, you
Oh,
got
that
to
was
give me
funny.
credit. Hmm.
Uh-huh. Love you, girl. You're the best.
Uh, oh my God, yeah,
Ah,
she was pretty funny.
that was. Hell, that could have been Arrington Drag.
Ah, you never know. Oh my gosh. Okay, Rex, I'm coming to you for this next read. Uh,
Oh my God, that was
Justin
funny.
DeWolf says he's enjoying this. He must be listening over on. I'm not exactly sure where. I'm not sure
Facebook,
what.
YouTube, take your pick.
Yeah, he's listening on one of those. He says he's enjoying this, so that's nice to know. Okay, Rex, this next piece is Someone Who Finds Me by T. Manzano. And whenever you're ready.
The Someone Who Finds Me by T. Manzano. My old chair rocking. These gray slats on the porch make little cries and squeals like two cats faced off in a dank alley. It has been raining for hours now. The water finds its way between the shingles my grandfather laid, between the groaning of his back, the sore thumbs, every nail missed. Droplets reach the ends of the roofline and fall onto pots and pans, rusted out from previous rains, gone out of tune. They make music now. We have just the right amount of metal eaten away. It won't be long until this porch falls in on itself, or the rain finds its way through my grandfather's shingles and stops playing music, or someone finds me. I wonder why I have a screen door when all it does is slam back at me, no screening even left on it. Many things have been wanting for decades now. And poem. Oh,
Oh, shoot. Hang on. Hang on. Can you go first, Rex? I'm sorry. I don't mean to throw you under the bus, but I can't help it. Oh,
yes.
I was
I,
thinking.
I, I like that opening note. The old chair rocking, the gray slash on the porch, and the squeals, cries and squeals like two cats faced off in a dank alley. Now that's a great opening note to those floorboards who've been there so long. That's you know the sound they make and where they make those sounds. Now, that's really good. Now it's been raining for years now. Nice touch. And then he rolls into that note of the of just how old this place is. Grandfather laid the shingles on this place. Uh, and what it took, the grunting of his back, the sore thumbs, every nail missed. Oof. When you talk about someone who actually built his place from the ground up. and that the idea of the old tin roof line has got to the point where it's rotted through, so you've got a swaddle of pots and pans to catch the rain as it falls. So you get that little touch of music that plays well, even right from the start with the tin roof itself. You get that nice drumming sound, and then the drips into the pots and pans, and the differentiation of sounds as those pots and pans fill up with water. I like that note. Um, and then I thought the back end of this, I wonder why I have the screen door when all it does is slam back at me. No screening even left on it. Many things have been wanting for decades now. Kind of a touch of sadness, but also a warmth of just how long this place has been here, and the third generation being part and parcel to the house and living in it. Yet he hasn't gotten up uh, the wherewithal yet to actually attend to some of the leaks, the groans. Why? Because they all have depth and meaning, and it kind of hit on that note. Be almost sacrilegious not to have those familiar sounds ringing true even on the rainy days.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is. I think this is really well written. I think there's wonderful imagery all throughout the the way he speaks of the house and the roof and the rain and the roof line. The water finds its way between the shingles my grandfather laid, between the groaning of his back and sore thumbs every nail missed. Droplets reach the ends of the roof line and fall into pots and pans, rusted out from previous rains, gone out of tune. They make music now. We have just the right amount of metal eaten away. It won't be long until this porch falls in on itself, or the rain finds its way through my grandfather's shingles, and stops playing music, or someone finds me. I wonder why I have a screen door when all it does is slam back at me. No screening even left on it. Many things have been wanting for decades now. It makes me see this. It's from the perspective of the house, I believe. You know, it's my guess
Yes.
because it doesn't speak of him per se. So the house just stays there, as it is, left, um, with all those memories. It's all those memories of the house. And the fact that the rain dropping into the pots, they make music now. We have just the right amount of metal eaten away. It's just got all this wonderful imagery and a wonderful personification. So I want to thank you, Tim, for this. It's a great piece. Um, yeah, very well done.
I guess
Okay.
the Myes in this kind of threw me the other direction, but you're right. This does hit on the idea of the house being the only one left living to complain about what's actually going on.
Yeah. Yeah, complain or appreciate. It never depends on how you look at it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, a complaint of being left alone, so to speak.
absolutely.
But the
Yeah,
appreciation does come within the noted sounds that have been there for quite a long time.
right, right. Um, yeah. Okay. Well, that's okay because when I was reading through it as you were commenting, I'm like, I don't, I'm not getting a person out of this, but I was getting the house, and I said, finally I was like, wait a minute, that's what that was. I think. Ah, so yes. Okay. Well. Wow. Just can't clear my throat. Okay.
Well, maybe it's time for Bombay. Open them doors. It's Bombay time.
Yeah. Almost. Another 15 minutes. Okay.
Have some of them blue sapphires for your throat.
Okay, here's what I have. I have, wow, I have a few pieces left on the board. What I'm going to do
Well,
is,
kind of
well,
sounds like it's time for you to be singing
almost, but
in both alto and soprano.
Vizago has also been here since the beginning of the show, so I'm going to put his piece up, and then we're going to do Ernst. I guess he'll take us out of here. So here we go. This is Last Among the Fallen by Vizago. And Rex, I'm going to ask you to read this one.
All righty.
Thank you. Now I got to just put it up, because that helps.
That would help.
It helps. I agree. Okay. There you go, whenever you're ready.
Last Among the Fallen by Vizago. The battle ended long before the screaming did. Smoke stayed close to the ground, hard to breathe through it. Blood, wet dirt, burned wood. That was all the air carried now. She remained alone. Her knees slipped deeper into the mud each time she moved, hands numb, still holding the sword because letting go of it somehow felt worse. Her shield lay beside her, split nearly in half, like the world itself. One by one, she had watched them fall, brothers, sisters, shield against shield, each death forcing another strike from her arm, another enemy cut down, another soul sent onward. She fought like fury itself, not for glory, not anymore, only because stopping meant joining them. And at the end, when her final enemy collapsed beneath her blade, he smiled through blood, not hatred, relief. Thank you, his eyes seemed to whisper, for Valhalla. That was the cruelest wound of all. Not the sword cuts, not the broken ribs, not the blood freezing against skin. The understanding that both sides believed the same sky waited for them. Now the crows gathered, quiet at first, then closer, black wings moving through bodies, picking through the silence left behind. Above the battlefield, the wind changed, and somewhere beyond the smoke, beyond the dead, beyond the sound of crows, Odin watched. That sly, knowing grin hidden somewhere in the storm, as if saying, they sent many warriors to my halls today. But the shield maiden did not smile back. She lowered her head, exhausted, broken more by surviving than the battle itself. Take me too, she whispered to the crows. Don't leave me here, alone with all these deaths. Yet the birds only watched, because sometimes the cruelest fate is not dying in battle, but surviving it. And boom.
Mm, nice read, Rex. Nice read. What a great piece. Um, you know, it's one of those, what came first, the chicken or the egg? If that image was the prompt for this, hey, I think you nailed it. Um, it's hard to tell these days whether the image was created after or if the poem was created on the image. But this image is not even necessary for this piece. It's definitely a standalone and it's very well done. Um, you know, I was looking and I was going, okay, where do I want to grab this? And I must have had 3 different choices, maybe 4. Um, you know, at the end, when her final enemy collapsed beneath her blade, he smiled through blood, not hatred, relief. Thank you, his eyes seemed to whisper for Valhalla. That was the cruelest wound of all. Not the sword cuts, not the broken ribs, not the blood freezing against skin. The understanding that both sides believed the same sky waited for him. Now the crows gathered quiet at first, then closer, black wings moving through their bodies, picking through the silence left behind. And then I picked it up from there all the way down. I mean, you know, how do you not? You kind of have to take it all because otherwise, it just makes it all choppy. Um, but take me too, she whispered to the crows. Don't leave me here alone with all these deaths. Yet the birds only watched, because sometimes the cruelest fate is not dying in battle, but surviving it. It's what you carry with you, and it's done. And I think that this was just fabulous and very well done. And yeah, nice work. And thank you for sharing with us, Rosago. Much appreciated.
It's quite the tale drawn out that picture. And there's this one little instance in here that kind of explains a lot. Single lines. She fought like fury itself, not for glory, not anymore, only because stopping meant joining them. So you get that imperative nature of not the fight or flight, but the idea that survival means something. And in the end, it's that idea. Why am I the only one left here? You get that idea of survivor's guilt. And in that moment, she take me too. Do not leave me here alone with all these deaths. So, oof.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it really was very well done. Gosh, I feel like I'm copying and pasting the whole thing just about. But it was all worthy of it. Only that
Well,
I
yeah,
had.
because you got each little vignette kind of offers up the next scenery, but you need it separated from the last one, so to
Right.
speak, so they stand alone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, this was a great share. Yep. Okay. Comment complete. Yay. And let me see. And I'm still running on that 12 o'clock we're out of here thing. My brain, it's so hard to break that, But I mean, we have a few pieces left, so I don't want to bog you down unless you're up for it.
I'm all right.
Okay. This piece is called Albuquerque Rain by Errant Panther. And I'll be happy to sing this. It's a duet, Rex. You want to sing it with me? Oh my God. Okay. Let me go hit that button. Oh, what's going on over here? I haven't even looked in this room for a while. Oh, he says, good luck, Gene. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. Me.
Shirt hem. Hey, in your braid still. We love in the long miles. We bend, but we stay still. The hurt keeps moving, and so do I. You want to go away, I want the sky. We keep on holding, we keep on trying, till the whole wide plane starts crying. Albuquerque rain. Oh, yeah. You come home gritty, with sage on your cuffs. I ask for forever, you answer with luck. Closer, the moon over corral looks too far away. I need your hands here, I need you to stay. We keep on reaching, we keep on learning, even rain.
Nicely done, Aaron. Thank you for the SoundCloud. Very much appreciated. All right, Janie.
What about
So,
me? You know how tricky that was to do both those voices all the way through?
well, you had your chance for a little Bombay on the side. Now open
Uh,
up them doors and let it
oh,
flow.
oh my gosh. Yeah, I thought this was excellent right by Aaron. Great lines all the way through. I liked each verse, pre-chorus, chorus. I said, what's not to like? I thought it was a great choice of music and voices. Yeah, I found the piece fun and enjoyable. So very well done. Very well done, Aaron. I tell you, give him a little time off, and what does he come back with? Magic. So yeah, this was well done. I liked it a lot. So thanks for sharing. Um, yeah, I'm not going to read the whole thing. You know, that could take a while, especially second go round.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think this was pretty cool. The chorus was outstanding.
yeah,
Even the two pre-choruses, they were different, but they still held the truth between the two. So, hey, you know
exactly.
what? If you can grin and bear and dance within this atmosphere of life out in the dusky wilderness, so to speak, with the herds and the corrals, hey, you know what? Where was it? What was it? Oh, damn it. I keep your name, you keep my flame. Your love falls like Albuquerque rain. So it's upbeat, it's happy, and
Yeah.
the playoff, one line each, kind of switching off that note to him and her doing the single lines, and then dropping in with the duet, and then dropping it at the chorus as a duet as well. So
Hmm.
nicely done. This was pretty cool.
I thought that was fun. The two voices back and forth.
Yes.
You know, absolutely. Okay, Rex. Well, if you're up for it, let's do it.
All right. What we got?
Oh, what haven't we got? Ah,
I don't know.
let me see. The first one I'm going to put up is by Andy C. And Justin says that was a fun chorus. He liked it. Absolutely. Okay, let me see. Macro said it'd be fun to dance to. Yep,
Yeah, it had the right beat for it, so do a little
absolutely.
line dancing on that.
Hmm. There you go.
Some foot stomping.
Ah! Okay, this is called "We Should Have Lived Together as Birds on a Cliff in a Cage." Free.
Oh,
I don't know. Let me click on it and see if I missed something. We should have lived together as birds on a cliff in a cage, free but not free. Okay, by Andy C.
oh,
I wonder what this world would be like if you still existed in it. Winter's coming again, another winter without you, my friend. As the day is wasted in a cobalt cloud that closes around me, I find myself clutched in its cold jaws like a blade of a guillotine. Remember how unafraid of everything we were, even death. But we'll always have that thing we both lost, and the sadness in you died in me that night. This night fogs its own ghost up ahead, the towering oak around me, like our fathers and grandfathers shedding tears for us in cold, cold sleep. But that fog isn't really fog. If I'm being honest, I'd like to think of it as your ghost guiding me to where I need to be. But the reality is that it's my uncertainty without your hands. I don't know where to go, but there's more than just a road up ahead. I'm standing on the edge of a bridge, and look, I've made these wings. They aren't actually wings, though. They're a future idealism. A future I could have had with you had you not left. So should I take this leap? Remember? Wow. Remember how once you said we spent our childhood lives in cages? Like birds, the cage, it only got bigger as we grew. But we never got to outlive our own beauty. I was a husky night owl. You were a hummingbird up before the sun. so small, framed, and delicate. Look how the hummingbird moves like a heartbeat on fire, engulfed in the burning bright energy of your youth. When you live so hard, so fast, you're bound to die so young, so soon. And no one lived harder or faster than you did, because what you did with your short-lived, beautiful life was lose it too soon. The earth carries our bones and our memories. Your blood stains on the ground where you died has rusted out its red hues, because everyone knows when blood touches the world, it loses its red and rusts away. So I ask again, should I take this leap into the deep unknown? Maybe I'll find you again, or maybe I'll catch the wind and ride it like a life of my own. I'll cut through these chilly teeth like a sin, a good sin, a beautiful sin, the kind that beckons itself to do it again and again. End poem. And that was for David.
Oh, great read there. You got to dip into the AN too, which explains a lot. Damn. It's all about loss, and it hits on that idea of what was it? Oh man.
Go ahead and read the AN, Rex.
All right.
Gosh.
Where is it? I'll start the second stanza. I've lost many people in my life, and well, everyone I grew up with are now gone, and I'm alone. I hate being alone, but losing people is too hard on me. I don't know why. Other people seem to handle it so much better than me and move on. It occurred to me while writing this too, well, I have something of a condition that affects my memories. It's a type of OCD. I believe it's referred to as memory hoarding. Growing up, I remember every detail of every day, every person I saw, every car, and even what they wore, how they walked, and the license plate each car had. I remember every word of every book I read. I'd infer from what they wore and the way they walked, their mannerisms and body language, things about them, make these connections about things and people, and most of the time I was incredibly stressful for me because the thought of forgetting anything was too much to deal with, and I'd panic and get really stressed out. I guess this extends to the memories of people I've lost and why it hits me harder than others. As much as I cherish these memories, and I do, I really do, it's just hard to hold so much inside all the time without much of an outlet. Sorry for the long rant again. No apologies needed. It does offer, kind of hits that idea of with the OCD angle of having that perfect memory, which most people use as a thought to drive themselves forward because they remember things that need to be remembered. But this kind of walks the other angle where it's a plague, even though he does cherish the memories. They come as also with a burden because they're so vivid because of that picture perfect resolution that he has. So there's a friend long gone. But this one, it's what was it? You were the hummingbird. I was the night owl, and that was something. That was when you lift. Wait, was it? How the hummingbird moves like a heartbeat on fire, engulfed in the burning bright energy of your youth. When you live so hard, so fast, you're bound to die so young, so soon. And no one lived harder or faster than you did, because what you did with your short-lived, beautiful life was lose it too soon. The earth carries our bones and our memories. Your blood stains on the ground where you died has rusted out its red hues, because everyone knows when blood touches the world, it loses its red and rusts away. Oof. So I ask again, should I take this leap into the deep unknown? Maybe I'll find you again, or maybe I'll catch the wind and ride it like a life of my own. I'll cut through. That kind of hits on the bite of um, David being that anchor, kind of kept him grounded because of his condition, and he relied on that as the note of someone who was always there. And now he's looking to that voice once more. Um, what do I do right now? Do I take that leap of faith and see how far I can fly?
Right. Right.
Nicely written there, Andy.
Right. This is an excellent piece, and Beautiful nod to a friend lost. Wonderful, respectful lines throughout. And I think the emotions were really well expressed in it. And it was so funny because when you started to read lines, I laughed because that's what I was looking at those lines. But there's really so much in this. Right at the beginning, I wonder what this world would be like if you still existed in it. Winter's coming again, another winter without you, my friend. As the day is wasted in a cobalt cloud that closes around me, I find myself clutched in its cold jaws, like a blade of a guillotine. Remember how unafraid of everything we were, even death. We'll always have that thing we both lost, and the sadness in you died in me that night. That they're pretty strong lines. But then it goes, this night fogs its own ghost up ahead, the towering oak around me, like our fathers and grandfathers shedding tears for us in cold, cold sleep. But that fog isn't really fog, if I'm being honest. I'd like to think of it as your ghost guiding me to where I need to be. Yeah, I think that is, it's just really well written. You know, the everything was so well captured in it. Let me put it that way. And really well done. So thank you for sharing with us, Andy C. And let me do that and do this, because again, I'm behind a little bit. What else is new? Okay. Ta-da. Okay, got that one. We have 1, 2, 3. We only have 3 left. So I guess we can do that, right, Rex? Is that good by you?
Showed up.
Okay.
Have at it.
Just checking. I don't want to assume you have nothing better to do but sit here and hang out with me. Oh my gosh. Let me see now. What do I have? The next piece I'm going to put up is called Just a Puzzle by Macris. And here we go. I'm just a puzzle, mixed pieces in a pile, an image slow revealed if you spend a while. But I am just a puzzle, don't waste your time on me. Some questions don't need to be solved. Sometimes there is no key. Do my secrets call to you, seek you out by name? Better to never even try than go and make that claim. Leave my pieces jumbled and remain a mystery, because if you solve my puzzle, I'm your responsibility. End poem.
Great read, Gene. Thank you very much. I like this, just with the simple purity of it. That bite at the back end. Because if you solve my puzzle, I'm your responsibility. That's kind of, if you when you save someone's life, and
Yeah,
you are actually responsible for them for the rest of their lives, which is a nice. But this sort of a puzzle is it kind of equates to especially with that first one, an image slow reveal if you spend a while. The idea, you don't want to offer up the full and total encapsulated version of you. People get to see bits and pieces, so
right.
the puzzle forms in one's mind. But I am just a puzzle. Don't waste your time on me. Some questions don't need solved. Sometimes there is no key. There's that idea, and that within this puzzle itself too, I don't need to be fixed,
Right.
because I am still a puzzle, as all things are in that note. Then that thought, do my secrets call to you, seek you out by name, better to never even try than go and make that claim. Again, that note of, oh, I figured them out. I know just who and what they are. But you don't really, because there's always still an extra little added boot to that secret, which one never gleans. They can guess. It doesn't mean you actually get the full picture. That thought of leave my pieces jumbled is, don't try to fix me,
Right.
because there's always, you got to have a little mystery in life. Otherwise, like I said, you own me at that point, and you're responsible for my health and well-being. So, you know what? Make sure there's a little mystery in life.
Absolutely. Can't give it all away.
Now you can't.
That's right. Yeah, I thought this was a nicely done piece. I thought it was a great brevity. And I really liked the way that Macris wrote this. Do my secrets call to you, seek you out by name? Better to never even try than go and make that claim. Leave my pieces jumbled and remain a mystery. Because if you solve my puzzle, I'm your responsibility. Yeah, yep. I can kind of relate to this some ways. I can. So very well done, and thanks for sharing with us tonight, Macris. Really appreciate it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Um, that one. Okay. I'm coming back to you for this next one.
Okay.
And first I gotta post it. Good night, Monty. Have a
All right,
good night.
Mons.
Okay. And this is called The Failure Ship of Superlatives by Thoughts of Solomon.
Wow.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. The Failure Ship of Superlatives by Thoughts of Solomon. I wish I had written this. Something especially for you, something marvelous which would riddle you from your seat, unrumple you with a bristling of skin and inward gasp of brightening yellow glowing, like vitamin C flowing throughout, settled in and from your body, a resplendent goodness of sun. Your soaring soul should witness its creature hosting none but joy, a flight and freed embracing. Faith, felicitous in dance, tied to utterly beloved, mover and master, most beloved by King, under beauty of the one and only, an extension of grand over all, complete incorruptible, awesome predominance, established closer than the blood, within its completely devoted by and through the all-compassionate beauty, sheer beauty. And poem.
Nice. Nice read, Rex. I like this piece. I really do. I like the way it's written. Um, I like how he starts it. I wish I had written this. Something especially for you, something marvelous, which would riddle you from your seat, unrumple you with a bristling of skin and inward gasp of brightening yellow glowing, like vitamin C flowing throughout, settled in and from your body, a resplendent goodness of sun. Your soaring soul should witness its creature, hosting none but joy and flight and free embracing. Um, you know, it just, something, something just to get the attention. I mean, I love the second half of this. Faith's felicitous and dance, tied to utterly beloved mover and master, most beloved by King. That whole second part I thought was really nicely done. But yeah, very nice piece all the way through. There's nothing about it that I don't like. So thank you, Thoughts of Solomon, for sharing with us. This is nice, very nice. I know
Nice.
the word
Thank you,
nice.
Gingini.
Nice sounds so trite, but um, I don't know. It's hard for me to put it into words. It's kind of deep and well done.
Yes. I think it hits on two avenues because you got that thought, the failure ship of superlatives. The idea of this is generated to give someone a good feeling, maybe a touch of passion, sort of what they mean to that person. Yet it's also pointed in that note of how you can use such language, and it becomes on its face a little bit overdrawn. That
Mm.
note of well, because he hits it on the back end, sheer beauty. And then there's a quiet note to that, but everything else kind of walks itself to that angle of overuse of language to explain something, and in that explanation, you get lost within the superlatives, giving that uplifting thought that you wish to convey to someone. It's kind of like, well, kind of like purple prosing. You get too deeply into it, and before you know it, you go, "Oh, damn! I kind of overdid this one a little bit, but I
Right,
like it."
right, right, right. Uh, absolutely. Man. Gosh, I don't know where I want to go. Okay, hang on one second. I gotta finish this thought. Otherwise, I gotta be. You can sing. You gonna sing for us now?
Um,
Because I'm that far behind. I'm sorry. I'm only kidding. Uh, okay, almost, almost. There we go. One more quotation mark. There we go. I'm out of there. Okay, the next piece, and I believe our last piece. Uh, I'm looking again, make sure it's our last piece. The only other thing I have is I have a song by Lawrence 67, but he never gave me the poem link. So
hey, all
I'm,
right.
I'm going to hold that off until next week. And maybe he can get us the words by then. And, oh, look at this. I almost put it up in the wrong damn place. That would not work so well. Although I don't really know if it would be a bad idea to put it there. I don't know. That'll be the next thing I try. I'm still learning this thing. Okay. And the last piece for tonight is called A Man Contemplating a Land of Rolling Hills by Pam Ray. So, let me see if I can get it to give me a link now. Oh, telling you. Here we go. Nope, that's still not it. Damn it. I hate when it does that. It's like I put it into AP and it, like Allen P, and it just doesn't show up. Now it just showed up, and I put it
Yeah,
up that long ago. Doesn't make sense. It's a great image she picked for this, or great image she picked as a prompt. He sits in quiet contemplation of a life filled with struggles and blessings. The knowledge of love and loss, the working of the land throughout the years. This land with rolling hills, green trees, flowing rivers, stones buried in soil, it can make or break a man. He has farmed this land since his youth, and it has shaped his spirit. His once dark brown hair is now the gray and white of the gathering clouds. The sun has been shining, and now it is time for the rain to wet the soil and nourish the crops. He is stoic and reserved in his outer presentation, but those who truly know him know his heart beats with hope, and he is always thankful, even when life brings forth the storms that must be faced with quiet strength. End poem.
great read, Eugenia.
Oh, now I'm Eugenia.
Hey, you got to throw in the female version.
Well, Eugenia is a mental hospital around me. Just so you
Oh,
know. Yes.
oh, that's nice.
Yes.
Is
Yes.
that where you go for your eugenics?
No, I do not. I do not. Oh,
Oh, I like this. It's a great draw off the pick itself.
absolutely.
Uh, the idea of you could have taken this many ways, but the idea of a farmer contemplating the angle of his life and the fact that he's still connected to the land and waiting for rain to offer up that note of where his crops will go this year, because it does hit on the idea of uh, the knowledge of love and loss, the working of the land throughout the years. Uh, he's farmed this land since his youth, and it has shaped his spirit. And the wet the soil and nourish the crops. He is stoic and reserved in his outer presentation, but those who truly know him know his heart beats with hope. Yes, because you have to have you got to rely on the weather to make sure that your yield is properly produced and plentiful, so to speak, because you want a good harvest. And he is always thankful when life brings forth the storms that must be faced with quiet strengths. I like that note. This
Hmm.
farming, it does offer up a note of hardship before you actually get to reap its rewards at the end of the season. So a lot of trials and tribulations.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think this was a great capture of that prompt. The character was so nicely created. She's got a wonderful way of capturing or creating characters throughout all of her poetry. Anywhere she speaks on an individual created, from either an image or just out of her imagination sometimes. It's just such a great way of describing them. You know, um, in this one, like I'll pick it up here. His once dark brown hair is now the gray and white of the gathering clouds. The sun has been shining, and now it is time for the rain to wet. Now it is time for the rain to wet the soil and nourish the crops. He is stoic and reserved in his outer presentation, but those who truly know him know his heart beats with hope, and he is always thankful, even when life brings forth the storms that must be faced with quiet strength. To me, that's a wonderful. Those lines just describe this image so wonderfully, and there's not a description in it other than the hair, you know,
Yeah.
that that actually leads you back to this picture. Um, it's definitely a standalone piece, but it's an excellent companion piece for the image itself. So wonderful job, Pam. I really enjoyed this. Um, Very well done. So thank you for sharing with us tonight. Yes. hmm So yeah, it was another good week of poetry, I think. I still can't get used to the fact they're not throwing us out of here.
Absolutely.
That midnight thing throws me every week because I'm like, okay, well, we must be done. Good night, Aaron. Thanks for joining in. It was good to have you and join us. Yeah, I keep like, 12 o'clock. Wait, I have to cut this off, you know. Um, and then all of a sudden I go, wait a minute, I don't have to go anywhere. But, again, I don't expect you to hang out with me every Friday on overtime. I can't afford to pay you overtime, Rex. Just saying. I mean, gosh, that's like, don't you get double time? You know how that works.
No.
But, well, if you did, it would be about the same, wouldn't it? Sadly.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah,
Double
yeah,
of zero is double
that's right.
zero.
Nothing plus nothing plus nothing. No. Yeah, nothing plus nothing means nothing. There's a song, Rex. Come on, help me out. Nothing
Yeah,
from
I
nothing.
was just thinking the
Nothing
same
from
thing.
nothing.
Nothing plus nothing.
Yeah, nothing
But that
from
works
nothing
on a
means
different
nothing.
tone.
Yeah, right. Oh, but yeah, I don't know. I just but I appreciate it. We got another clear. Well, we almost have a clear board. The only thing there is line 67. As I said, maybe you can get them. I left him a note under the posting in the topic board, but he didn't get back to me, so I'm not sure what that is. I mean, he has the words over on Suno, so you would think that he would post them over on AP. Or yeah, AP. Duh. I'm okay. You tell it's late. I'm like lost. Anyway, Rex, thanks so much for co-hosting with me tonight and hanging out. Thank you, Macris, Vaza, Aaron. Come on, help me out, Rex. Who else? Who came and left?
Well, you had
Monty.
Justin at one point there, and
Monty.
Monty.
Yeah. Yeah, Justin. He was still hanging out over there not that long ago. He commented on. I think. Oh, he commented on Aaron's piece. So that wasn't
And
all
Robbie
long.
was brief.
Yeah, Robbie said he was going to hang out over on YouTube. So on and off. So that was good. So yeah, we had a nice crowd, and Laurent joined us tonight. That was nice, you know. And yeah, lots of fun. Good night, Macris. Thank you for joining us. Nice to have you also. And Vaza, thank you for hanging out all night. Much appreciated. Yeah. So yes. So next week maybe we'll have another wonderful board. And next Saturday is the tribute show for Shamala Everyone's invited to join us for that. Yes. Yes, I'm going to see if we can't come up with something for the Friday after. Something a little bit different. Kind of. Sort of. Not really. But you know. I know. I'm crazy. Anyway, Rex, thanks again and have a great night. And I'll see you Sunday.
All
Oh,
righty.
hey, Rex's show on Sunday. We need rights. We need rights.
Yes.
Come on, come on, come on. He's
Come
got
on.
a contest up.
Hit up on the girls and take a little note of what they've given us.
Show the girls some love. Ah. Okay, Rex. Thanks. I'll see you Sunday. Okay,
Good
bye-bye.
night.
Good night.